What's going on, everybody? Rari here. Today we're going to be reviewing some Ben Bigger builds. I asked you guys to send me in your builds and we're going to look at them and see what we can improve upon them. I'm so sorry that this video has taken a while to come out. I just recently celebrated my birthday and I have had a lot of other video editing stuff to worry about. So we're only going to look through a few of these. There's like 20 responses here. But I'm just going to nitpick the few responses that I think are going to be the most impactful and helpful for people in terms of like bettering their builds. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into these builds. We've got a Hoyo Lab screenshot here from Foxy Bear. So I see a level 50 M6 Ben Bigger with 3k attack, 1900 defense, and we've got level 50 big cylinder with S2 on that. And I see that the skill is maxed out the most at 13, with ultimate being second, and that looks pretty good. Everything else seems to be, you know, leveled out wherever. The only problem with this is not only the crit rate and crit damage ratio, that definitely can be a lot higher. Granted, he's a level 50 Ben, but still, you could definitely aim for a better set of main stats. Because what I'm seeing here is that you don't have a crit damage main stat on your 4-piece, right? And on top of that, the big elephant in the room here is the 3-set disk drive. I definitely do not think that Ben benefits at all from running 3 sets of 2 pieces. I personally use 4-piece Inferno. He benefits a lot from the crit rate. You could even run 4-piece Shockstar. That also works. I think running a 4-piece of any sort of set is far better than running 3 2-pieces, simply because just any sort of bonus, even if it's like only for 6 seconds and this can only happen at X amount of times, bonus like exists. I think that Ben just benefits from having that more, because this is attack plus, this is like defense plus 16, fire damage plus 6 or something, and then attack plus like 8. These are very small single to double digit numbers that don't really help Ben with anything, right? Because you can give him flat numbers, but also you're missing out on like potential crit rate, because it seems like you rolled some crit rate here, right? Because you got 19 crit rate, and you're lacking the crit damage over here as well too. Granted, this is still a level 50 Ben. Great that you got all 6 copies of him. Wonderful that you got all 6 copies of him, and you'll be able to get, big cylinder maxed out on Bernice's banner. But yeah, no, I just don't think that 3 pieces are worthwhile for him. And even if you are trying to run 3 pieces, you can definitely get better substats on these, because what I'm seeing here is that you've gotten a couple of extra attack rolls, some HP. I'm seeing a lot of HP here, and yeah, that's mainly it. The problem with this here, outside of like the 3 2-pieces, is that you just didn't roll any good substats. So what I can say for you to work on here is to, outside of this pieces, it's just keep leveling him up to 60. Work on his skills. Definitely try to pull for more copies of the big cylinder, and if you can, get a crit damage main stat on 4. Because if you're not going to go the fire route or anything, and if you must run 3 pieces, make sure that the 4-piece has a crit damage main stat. So yeah, that's that set done. We're going to move on to the next one. Ooh, you got a mod over this Ben. He's got a black jacket here. Okay. So what I'm seeing is we've got a level 60 Ben Bigger, 3200 attack, 2k defense, very good crit damage, Not so much on the crit rate. No copies pulled here, it seems. Yeah, that's very unfortunate that you have no copies. This is just the free one. Oh, I wonder what weapon this is. Probably a chainsaw or something. But skills seem to be leveled out evenly. We've got all the way up to E. We're missing F. And then already off the bat, wonderful, wonderful build here. Two-piece soul rock, 4-piece inferno metal. Perfect, right? I see that we've got a crit damage on V4. You could definitely, absolutely get a better disk drive. You could absolutely 100% can get a better disk drive because these substats are horrible. Ben doesn't really need anything with HP, and you didn't roll anything into the attack. And this is just flat defense. So 100%, if you get another crit damage main stat Inferno piece with better, like with crit rate, crit damage, all that stuff, replace it. But make sure that it has a defense percent substat too, if you do anything. Moving on to number 5, fire damage bonus. Wonderful. This one is a little bit better, but again, you could definitely get more useful substats because you've got the unfortunate luck of rolling 2 into HP and then 1 into pen. This is also flat defense, which sucks. So again, try to get better substats. And for the final one, defense bonus, wonderful. This is what I'm talking about because not only did you roll, 3 into a good stat like attack, but this piece also has potential. If this was just defense percent, this would have been a perfect piece. This would have been a perfect piece because you would have, rolled a little bit better. If anything, you want both attack bonus, defense bonus, and then crit damage, and then have the stat be whatever. But overall, this is fine. So what I'm seeing is level 60 Ben, you have very good stuff. You can definitely get the W engine up to level 60. I don't know what superimpose it's at, but it seems like your Ben is going to be doing some big damage numbers. Yeah, you definitely rolled a lot of HP, which is unfortunate, but there's nothing wrong with, grinding for other ones. The only thing that I gotta say is you just gotta pull more copies. Sadly, you won't be able to get him on rate up until Bernice, but yeah, no, definitely pull more copies. Once he's M2, he'll start dealing a lot more damage from the counter. But yeah, no, this is on track to being a very good Ben. So good work. Keep up the good work. So we've got another level 60 Ben Bigger. We've got 5 copies pulled, 4100 attack, 1800 defense. So it seems like we've sacrificed some defense for attack, which is absolutely perfectly fine. You want to build as much attack on him as possible while trying to make sure that you get as much defense on him as possible as well. I see that we've got some crit rate, and we've got some crit rate invested into here, but not as much crit damage, and I think that's just because of the massive amount of attack that we've got here. So we've got traces maxed up to D, and the skill fully maxed out. Love to see that. Then we've got the build. So we've got 4-piece Inferno Metal, big cylinder, 2-piece soul rock. Overall, I believe this Ben has way more attack than mine, and that's just simply because of just bad RNG with the disk drive sets. I haven't been farming disk drives. I've been farming for Jane Doe and getting my Soldier 11 all set up and whatnot. But yeah, no, this is a very good Ben. Can't complain. He will. Oh no, this is farmed all the way up to D or to E. Yeah, no, just keep doing what you're doing. Nothing really to change about this. If anything, I would say look for just more crit damage substats, and then you're golden. All right, okay, level 50 Ben. I see that we've got 6 copies pulled, 2700 attack, 1600 defense. Something that we could work on here, from what I'm seeing, is a bit more defense. You can easily get him up to 2k, even at level 50. But what I do like here is the 126% crit damage. That is very, very good. Very, very nice. Traces maxed up to D. Skill being the max. Wonderful. I believe these are the discs. Okay, big cylinder at S3, level 50. And we've got 4-piece Inferno, 2-piece Soul Rock. Wonderful. Maxed out. And then... Ah, me too. I love that guy, love that character. Overall, what if I closed out of everything by accident? If anything, try to focus on getting more defense bonus substats and see if you can incorporate a little bit of crit rate, because the interesting thing about Inferno Metal on Ben is that even though you have big cylinder, you still want him to be able to crit every other like attack, because his follow-ups are multi-hits, right? So you only get the guaranteed crit off of the first initial counter hit, and then you want to be able to make sure that you're getting guaranteed crits off of like the EX follow-up launch ups and his ultimate as well, right? So one thing that I do, because it's 28% off of Inferno Metal, if I recall correctly, right? It's 28% when hitting a burned enemy on Inferno Metal, and it's an extra 16% when he has the shields up from his core passive. So altogether, that puts him at 44% crit rate. That's just a flat 44% crit rate from having his EX follow-up attack just happen. Like, you just need to do the move, and then if an enemy is burned. So I don't, like, granted, I don't see a Soldier 11 here, or I don't see a Coleta, but if you're running, 4-piece Inferno, you still want to get, a little bit more crit rate, because this is what, 21%, right? And let's say, because it's going to take forever for you to inflict burn, but with this, you've got the extra 44 on the 21. That's 65%. It's good, but it could be a lot better. So at minimum, you want your base Ben's crit rate to be at least 40, so that way you hit the 80 threshold when everything comes together and combines. Because you're going to be using him as the nuker. You're going to be using him as the big damage dealer for, burned enemies, enemies that take more damage to fire, right? So at least a solid 40% is in mind. But yeah, overall, this is fine. Very good that you got 6 copies. Just focus on defense and crit rate. Moving on to this one, I see that we have a level 60 Ben Bigger with 3,300 attack and 2,200 defense. Crit rate and crit damage are a bit low, but we might have to see what's going on here. I see 5 copies pulled. Trace is maxed up to E, and skill being the most maxed out. Love that. Trace, copies. Okay, I love that you did this. This is interesting because this is the Swing Jazz. And Swing Jazz actually is a very supportive set. And I like this because not only does it give him energy regen, but it also gives just a team-wide damage buff. This is pretty cool. And this is why 4-piece sets are more effective, because they have these 4-piece bonuses that just do something other than flat stat increase, right? So I see that we have all of these substats down here. So the 4-piece has defense percent, so does the 5-piece, and the 6-piece has energy regen. So I believe that this is just a 100% shield uptime Ben, which is funny because this person actually has Soldier 11, so they could run Inferno, but they chose not to, just to, stack as much shield as possible, right? Granted, the shield that he gets from just holding on the weapon doesn't increase any farther. And it's not like you need to be spamming the shields on characters in this game anyways. But there are times where the hollow raid, the hollow nest does get a bit scary, and your characters are low HP when you don't have any medicines or anything. So this Ben could be, the perfect Ben for that situation. I think we do have one more screenshot though, and I think that's the weapon, and that's just the account. But yes, Alan, thank you so much for sending this in. This is a very interesting build because it's a lot different than what you're supposed to run, right? Two-piece Soul Rock, wonderful, mandatory, right? But the energy regen and just, the energy regen like main stat on 6, flex move, bold flex move, right? If anything, I think that this Ben is sitting at like max meter all the time whenever the DPS is out and he's just sitting back, right? So I think that he just comes in, counters, throws up his shields, and then goes back out, regens that, and then he has his shields ready for the next time. But yeah, no, looking back on the stats, since this is more of a supportive Ben rather than a DPS Ben, I think that this is fine. If anything, I don't know, if you have any like HP rolls or anything, those could be easily converted into crit damage. I think you can, with what you've got here, I think you can at least get him up to 95, and that's what you should probably be going for. Oh my goodness, I just peeped the anomaly proficiency. What the hell? Hang on. We have to look. Oh my god, four of them have four of them have anomaly proficiency. Okay, this is Disorder Ben. This is like the Disorder Ben team. You throw in like a Grace or something, but then again, they have like 11 though. So I'm just like, I'm confused, but at the same time, I'm amazed because this is so different. I'm just thinking of the amount of shields that this guy puts up with this entire set. Bravo, like props to you. Oh my goodness. We're gonna do one more, and I'm definitely going to call it after this. So, all right, let's close this out. So, level 60 Ben, 3600 attack, 2300 defense, 126% crit damage, and I see that we've got a Soldier 11 and Coleta, which is very nice. 6 copies pulled, beautiful. We've got Traces maxed out to E, skill maxed out as much as possible, bada bing. I think this is the copies. Nope, okay, this is the weapon. S4 weapon, wonderful. Gonna be doing a lot of damage with that. Definitely can get his weapon up to S5. And we're running 4-piece Inferno, 2-piece Soul Rock. Now let's see what this last one is. This is probably the copies, yep. But, beautiful. So let's take a look at what probably you've invested in. I'm seeing a defense bonus somewhere because you're at 2K. And I'm seeing maybe an attack bonus as well. But that 4-piece definitely has crit damage as the main stat. So this is fine. If anything, what could I say that you could improve on this? Because you've got Soldier 11. If anything, you followed my guide like to a T, right? The only thing that I guess I can really like say to improve is maybe the crit rate. Because again, this is like what, 60 something, if not near the 70s. You could easily get that up to 30 and have that be like, 70 something, right? But overall, very good build, very solid build. One thing that I will say for the, just the other people that I haven't gotten to, I do apologize if I didn't get to your build, but I did look through a couple of them beforehand, and a lot of them were 3 2-piece sets. And I didn't want to review all of them because it was just gonna be a lot of me repeating myself. But hey guys, Editing Rory here. This was the part of the video that got corrupted originally in the recording, and by this point I didn't really have anything else to say other than that I just wasn't reviewing the 3 pieces anymore. But that was the last account that we were going to review. Definitely later down the line we will improve the process of doing this. I will make it a little bit more streamlined. This is the first time I was ever doing something like this at all, so I apologize if it was a little unprofessional, but hopefully my insight and advice could give you guys a little bit of help for your Ben Biggers. But yeah, I'm so excited to see what you guys come up for me next time, and I can't wait to see you guys' team comps and just what you guys are able to pull off with this bear. He's a great character. He is such a versatile character, more ways than one, and he is just very solid tank unit, especially for one of the first ones in the game. I definitely think that he's going to have the longevity throughout ZZZ's lifespan. But yeah, so sorry that this video took forever to come out. There were so many responses and I just I didn't have the motivation at the time. But yeah, thank you guys for staying out throughout this video with me, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.